strengthen my feet. I pray my love burn their ashes and save me. These scars melted into my heart will no longer make me a victim for the way that I live. It has made me fall down to my knees and pray for the serenity to stand tall and weep for the serenity so that my heart can be as still as the waters of the river. Blessed is the community that accepts a woman for all of her greatness, yet for all of her flaws. So we should all believe in a spring morning with the water flowing through our feet and our hearts as still as water, saying, Namaste, Namaste, you've saved me.
I'm burning a candle of compassion. I'm knowing that I can never safely speak to my mother because of that one time when some guy asked me why a pretty girl like me didn't have a boyfriend, and I bit my tongue, and later she thanked me for not making a scene. Because I didn't say that I'm in love, and she is a woman whose skin moves me and whose pulse is in me.
See, somewhere between then and now, between Brazil and living in Cincinnati's urine-soaked streets, racism, between knowing and not, between trying to figure out who I am and understanding who I am today, really, it doesn't get any easier to say.
Oh, here it is, the truth. Because we can't take that I love, cry, fall, know, and never know all in the same breath. Somewhere between addiction and liberation, somewhere between living in the city and living in the desert, somewhere between falling and dreaming. I found out that we are all trying to fit into an ideal. Categories, boxes, chains,
Labels,
stereotypes, names. In a world that would have you pitted against one another before it would have us holding each other, and somewhere between that and the other, I see that we have a choice. To live or to succumb to expectations, because I am human and I am breathing. I am living and I am meeting.
Someplace better to stand than this American dream, even if it means that that person you're trying to please is your mother.
Because I can't be free if I can't be me.
Woo!
Sister, hear me now. You are strong and you are proud. You are the spirit and the soul manifest and you will grow. Sister, speak your mind. Have courage to define the passion. In your lungs, you write the messages that are sung. Sister, there were trials, thought to kick you to the ground. Didn't know if you would make it, pain and tears sang the sound. But you made it, you got through, now you sing a different tune. She searches for the answers to the questions that distort her face. You have three options, welfare, adoption, or keep the baby and lose the waist. Sister, I know the blues that you sing inside your room. A teenager of confusion, thought you understood the fusion of the stage that many name that society deems as fame. So the young girl, she is torn by her circumstancing storms. She can't help to rub her agitated hands because it's now that she can't believe it. See, she turned to the nurse practitioner and said, right now is not the season. A season accruing warmth, laughter, youth, not to mention pleasing. See, it makes her mind reason because in her heart she thinks she needs it. See, she's holding past the cotton shirt that denies her body eating. Alone, but holding on, she takes the book and she's starting to read it. Mapped into the pages all the rise, the lungs are pleading. She reaches to touch their face because like them, she can't stop breathing.
All right. Instigation of thought and analysis of privilege is how I function in a world full of choices. Never underestimating one's ability to put their thoughts to action, their love to work, and their words to paper. I strive to enlighten my mind to the rhetoric of my heart because I find that when they are disconnected, my work is not. It includes fallacy after fallacy, and I am left to pick up the pieces later. Compassion versus sympathy is action versus mere words. Compassion versus sympathy is action versus empty words. My mind must become a transformative state of consciousness. My heart must hold it prisoner to love and nurturing, for logic is the captor of all compassion. I must curb the need to think too much and act too little. I must curb the need to think too much and act too little. The purity of the heart becomes the natural God in life, the pathway, the truth, and the facilitator of all wisdom. Absent the heart, the body cannot function. Absent absent love, this world cannot function. It becomes dead and stagnant. It becomes us not moving and not feeling. It becomes us speaking but not hearing. So I must contend that my heart leading my mind is the first step to mending this cold, calculating, and thinking world.
Hunger. People always want to touch me in the dark, behind closed doors where no one else will see and no one else will know, leaving my shame with nowhere to go and no one to blame but me. So I wish to touch you deep within, find the fear that saps the strength of girls, and then wrap my words around it tight and pull it free so you can see it has no power here. Then maybe when your vision clears, you might want to touch me too in the sun's bright light. So I wait with quiet hope in a pause that swells with honest weight. It appears in my refrigerator, looking like dinner, shoved down my throat to silence my need, because nothing else will feed me.
Hey, hey.
I am a product of my environment.
My mother's constant silence.
And my father's constant screaming.
Dreaming of leaving became a hobby of mine, so I used hobbies of mine to pass the time. Never knew how much things affected me. Never knew verbal abuse infected me with the lowest self-esteem. So I allowed myself to be used time and time again until I developed trust issues. I ran into someone who was surprised and confused because unaware prior to conversation would lie behind the smile, so I used poetry for mental stimulation and found confidence in my style. But sometimes that wasn't enough. I played the cards that I was dealt, people called my bluff. They knew deep down I felt inferior, but they couldn't see what I saw in the mirror. When some look at me, they see beauty, they see intelligence, they see time well spent, they see gifted, they see great, they see strength. However, I see something much different.
I saw ugly. I saw hurt.
I saw nothing.
I saw no worth. Self-conscious, far from confident. I found disappointment behind scars and wrinkles where my anger's pent. Depression turned to aggression. See, I had been used by men and abused by men, so I used to hurt my boyfriend so that men would never hurt me again.
I love fast and hurt just as quickly.
I hate large groups of people because I feel like everybody's talking about me negatively. So to put on a good impression, I would put on a puppet show, indirectly allowing them to control the strings, disregarding me because what's important to me are minor things to them. I found myself catering to them, and they love me until they ask me where I've been. I tell them I've been to the ends of the earth searching for myself, and along the journey I gave up and started looking for validation from everyone else. I've been so high you couldn't see me if you looked past the sky. I've been so low into a place so black ice told me I sold my soul for collateral, so I went to steal it back. Been afraid to fly, so I've been gliding. Behind a number of masks, I've been hiding. I never turned it over to the Lord, so Baptists would say I've been backsliding. Been stupid enough to trust the wrong people, so they were only good for backbiting. Always the peacemaker and the messenger. Never thought of myself as a follower, just a lifetime passenger. I guess I was scared to grab hold of the wheel, afraid that people might actually know how I feel.